So now we're getting nothing. Even some of the botters are getting nothing. Nobody who's not a scalper is getting product from the vending machine. I offered the guy $20 to do an interview. He wanted 100. If somebody's paying $25 or $50 for a box of Pokemon Pop-Tarts, calm down, sit down, and check their priorities. Grown man hides in a Best Buy overnight to buy Pokemon cards. There are so many things to talk about in the hobby right now. There's been some interesting developments, and I wanted to share with you guys. So this is a really interesting news article here. Grown man hides in a Best Buy overnight to buy Pokemon cards and then gets arrested. I think this is kind of funny. I don't know if you guys saw this one. I think this was, where was this? Pasadena Best Buy. I guess that's in California. I'm not going to read the article. It's just a funny headline. I mean, the guy hid in a Best Buy overnight just so he can get Pokemon cards. I mean, of all the things that Best Buy has, this guy hid inside so that he can be first in line for a Pokemon release, and thought he could get away with that, and that cameras wouldn't pick him up and he wouldn't trip any security and stuff like that, which is just absolutely hilarious. It just kind of gives you an idea of who these people are that are scalping these Pokemon cards. It's just absolutely hilarious. So that's one. I just wanted to share that article with you guys. Leave me a comment in the comments below what you guys think of this guy and this stunt. But there's more funny stuff coming. So this is really funny too. So they had the Pokemon Day. I think it was May 4th or May 3rd or something like that. There was a Pokemon special celebration day at Target, and they came out with a bunch of different non-card Pokemon products. And one of them was limited edition Pokemon Pop-Tarts. And I guess scalpers think that we are so hungry, no pun intended, for Pokemon, that they could buy up all the Pokemon Pop-Tarts, not the Sour Patch Kids, not the Pirate's Booty, not this other stuff, but specifically the Pokemon Pop-Tarts. And we're going to pay double or triple the price. So $25 on eBay. And then some were listing it for $50, which is just crazy because I'm pretty sure a box of Pop-Tarts is like $5. So I think that's another hilarious. If somebody's paying $25 or $50 for a box of Pokemon Pop-Tarts, they need to just calm down, sit down, and check their priorities. Because it doesn't matter if there's a Pikachu on the box. It ain't worth $50 for some Pop-Tarts. It's the same Pop-Tarts. It's the same Pop-Tarts. Okay? I just think that is absolutely hilarious. Oh, it's $3, which is just so funny. I doubt these guys are selling it for $50, but maybe they are. $25 sold listing. I guess people just have that kind of money in this economy. So that's pretty funny. But I really wanted to get into a little bit of botting and kind of follow up on my last scalping video. I'm trying to do some more interviews in the scalping world. And what I want to do is go to all these lineups, try and catch these Walmart and Target and Best Buy drops and interview some scalpers and really see where their heads are at. Like, you know, you're waiting in line for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 hours and you have product limits. So like, how does this even make sense? Because, you know, yeah, you're making a few $100s, but you're putting in more than a day's work that you could have probably made that much money doing like a real job instead of just sitting. I don't know. Just me. Maybe people just want to sit around and wait for Pokemon product instead. I guess that's more fun or more productive for them, or they feel like that's a better use of their time. But I really want to see where these people's heads are at and what they're really thinking. And I went to Walmart because on Wednesday is Walmart drop day. I think I went on Thursday because, you know, I just wanted to see. And there was a lineup. I didn't know what was going on. I just walked into Walmart to see if there was any Pokemon. And there was a lineup. There was about 10 guys there all lined up. And I started to get into a conversation with them. You know, what are you guys doing here? And I think most of them were scalpers. Like legitimately, I think most of them, they all try and play it off like, oh, they're collectors. And as soon as they get home, they open all the boxes right away. And they're not selling them on Facebook or anything like that. They all try and play it off. Half of them were in flip-flops with socks. And it was wild. And I was talking to all of them and they were all playing it off like, you know, they're big Pokemon hobbyists. Maybe one or two of them were, but I would venture to guess that most of them were scalpers. And I wanted to do an interview with them and I asked them if they would do an interview with me and they refused. So I think that's pretty funny. And then when I came out I did a little quick video in the car. So here it is.
I just came from Walmart and there was about 10 people waiting in line. Some of them were there since 9:30 in the morning. It's currently 2 o'clock. And they're all waiting for a drop because apparently Destin Rivals is coming today. And they all know that that's a big moneymaker for them. So I tried to get an interview with these guys and wanted to get this on camera for you. Offered him 20 bucks for an interview, refused, told me he would do it for 100 bucks, and I ain't paying him 100 bucks for an interview. So the mission continues to try and get you guys some interviews and some boots on the ground reports on the scalping madness. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so that's my experience at Walmart. I offered the guy 20 bucks to do an interview. He wanted 100, which is so funny because he sat there for, said he was there since 9:30. I think I got there at like 2 o'clock and then he left it. I waited for about half an hour trying to convince these guys to have an interview with me and he got nothing. So he was there basically all day, made $0, and I offered him 20 bucks and he wouldn't take it. So, it was kind of wild. Priorities are weird with some of these people sometimes. So that was one experience that I had. And then I went to EB Games because I went to, and then I went to GameStop because I had to pick up my PSA submission. And I did another video about my PSA submission and card grading, and that's a whole nother topic. But when I went in there, I took some pictures of the product and the prices that they're asking for the product. And I thought scalpers were bad. I mean, GameStop is selling product well above market price. Okay. Like these perfect order ETBs that they're selling for $89.99 plus tax. The market price on these are $70. Okay. And I literally was around the corner and I went into a Target and they had perfect order ETBs on the shelf. And I picked one up and it was 60 bucks. and then I go around the corner to GameStop and they're selling the exact same thing for $90. It's just unbelievable. And then some of these other prices were also absolutely unbelievable compared to market. Like all of it's perfect order because no one's going to pay these inflated prices for perfect order. I mean, perfect order is a good set. I got nothing against it. And yeah, it's going to go up in value. But if the market price of that is $70 today, before that market price gets to 90, it's going to be a while. Like it's going to be 6 to 12 months at least. Like perfect order, you're going to have to start seeing some of this product not being distributed and put on the shelf before it starts to get into like ETBs at $80, $90. It's probably going to take a year. And so why would you pay that now? It makes no sense. So I'm surprised. Now I did ask them, do you guys actually sell this product? And they said, oh yeah, absolutely. We sell it at everything eventually, because there's just people coming in here buying the product for their kids because they don't know where else to go. And they know that they can get it here, which is a really interesting thing to think about. Because if you're a parent and you're not watching me on YouTube and you're not into this Pokemon hobby and you're not one of us, who's into this and listening to this kind of stuff, you don't know where to go. So you go to Target, you go to Best Buy, you go to Walmart, they don't have anything. And then you go to GameStop and they have something and you just pay whatever they're asking because you can't find it anywhere else. Which is and these parents, they probably trust buying at GameStop more so than buying from Bruno at the gas station, that you met on Facebook Marketplace. So that's just absolutely wild what we're seeing here right now. And I know it's very like complaining and I'm not happy about this stuff, but it's getting really bad. And I think it's going to have a really negative effect on the long-term future growth of this hobby, because the kids are just not getting access to the product. And it's, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids. And then the botting, right? The botting is out of control. It is absolutely insane. And I covered that in my last video. I've gotten to the point now where I've been able to get some product on Target drops in the past, Walmart drops in the past. Best Buy, they have this like invite system on Best Buy. What I've kind of figured out now is I'm not getting almost anything at Target anymore. Anything at Target, it's basically only on release and very limited quantity. Like if you're lucky, you get one. If you're lucky, and you might not get anything for anything that has value. So Ascended Heroes, forget about getting anything, any restocks, anything like that. It all gets eaten up by the bots, because what's happening now is people have realized that I can't get any product unless I have a bot. And then they went out and they started botting and getting bots. And now people who weren't into botting have bots. And then you have the original botters who were buying Nikes and sneakers on bots that are now buying Pokemon. And everybody's kind of swarmed onto this Pokemon hobby who were already botting. Plus, you're adding all these new people that are like, I can't get product unless I get bots, so I'm going to get a bot. And then you get other people that are like, oh, I can make money doing this, so I'm going to get a bot. And then you got all these bots, and they're all attacking these websites at the same time. And they're fighting each other because some of these bots are also not going to get product. There's not enough for all the botters to get all the product. So some botters that have faster internet, faster servers, faster computers, GPUs, those are the ones that are going to get the product. And then the ones that are newer, have newer accounts and slower GPUs, slower servers, they're not getting it. So the bots are fighting each other. Where does that leave people like you and me who don't have bots and you're just trying to get product? Leaves us with getting nothing. And so now we're getting nothing. Even some of the botters are getting nothing. It's just completely out of control now. So we have zero chance. As we're getting to a point now where it's going to be basically impossible to get product, no matter what tricks you have or Discord you're a part of, or how early you come to a drop, or how soon you go to line up, unless you decide to spend your entire evening or a full 8-hour workday waiting in line. And that's where we are today in this hobby. So I think what's happened now is that's, certain groups have realized that this is what's going on, and they've implemented some things. In Japan now, what they're trying to do is this. Japanese store has come up with a fun way to combat Pokemon card scalpers, forcing customers to pass a quiz before they buy. Hey guys, 2 + 2 is what? 5. No Pokemon for you. I think it's hilarious. We don't know what this means, but they have to pass a quiz, which I think is hilarious. I mean, that would be so awesome if they had like a skill testing question for buying product online and in store. It has something to do with Pokemon, something a little bit more obscure that you had to kind of know the answer of. I think that'd be hilarious. And eventually they'd figure out a way around it too, but it's just kind of funny that people are coming up with creative ways to try and stop the scalpers. That's where we're at now. This is another big one here. Pokemon Card Show strikes back at scalpers with long-awaited ban. Pokemon fans know the pain of empty shelves. Now, one local card show is attracting praise for its anti-scalping policy. Recently, a local card show drew praise with a new policy aimed at cutting down on scalpers. Feel Good Gaming in Glen Burnie recently revealed a new policy that bans vendors from selling sealed products that's currently available in retail locations. The policy goes into effect at the next card show, and fans are already praising the move as a great idea to help crack down on Pokemon TCG scalpers. I love that. I love that. So basically, if the product is currently in release, in print, it's currently being released, it's currently available, or should be available by LGSs or retailers, or is coming out currently, Pokemon is printing them, then they're not allowing that product to be sold. So if you're selling vintage or things that are out of print at market price, that's fine. That's fine. But if you want to sell stuff that's currently available at retail locations, you're out of luck. I love that policy. That is amazing. I think every card show should do that. It would just completely eliminate some of this scalping. It would really, really help because they make a lot of money from this stuff. And then finally, this one is really awesome that I wanted to share with you guys. Pokemon Center. This is an email that somebody posted, a week ago. And yeah, it's May 8th when I'm recording this, so just under a week ago. And it says, at this time, we can confirm that Pokemon Center kiosks are being gradually removed from select retail locations. This decision is part of a broader effort to streamline product distribution and ensure better availability of Pokemon Center items across more accessible platforms, including our online store. This is interesting. So they're basically saying, yeah, we're getting rid of vending machines. Like we're slowly getting rid of them at select locations. I think they're going to be getting rid of vending machines altogether because it's not making sense for them. And why not sell it on Pokemon Center? Pokemon Center has been terrible for bots, by the way. Pokemon Center used to be great. It didn't used to get botted. It had really good anti-bot technology. And basically at every drop, everybody was able to get their one of everything. Now, the last 3 Pokemon Center drops, I've gotten nothing. I've logged in literally the second that the drop came, and I was just 3-hour wait. It's just crazy. Like I can show you guys here. You can see this was my wait times when I logged in. First wait time, then then it dropped pretty quickly, and then the product was sold out, and I was cooked, and I got nothing. And that's what Pokemon Center has been like. So at least they're getting rid of these vending machines, which we all know is just purely for scalpers. They camp them out and clear them out. Nobody who's not a scalper is getting product from a vending machine. If you have, let me know in the comments below. If you've gotten product from a vending machine and you're not a scalper, let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear about that. And then finally, this very scary news on the back of what I just talked about at GameStop. GameStop is talking about buying eBay. Oh man, that would just be horrendous because eBay is such a big player in the TCG space for reselling sealed product and slabs and singles, all kinds of Pokemon reselling going on. If GameStop gets their grubby little scalping fingers into eBay, it will destroy this hobby's resale market even more. I mean, it's good for TCG Player, but eBay owns TCG Player as well. So if GameStop buys eBay, they're getting eBay and TCG Player. It would just absolutely destroy the hobby. And I don't know what would happen at that point. I think that might actually be a reckoning for the hobby. I'm really curious to know what you guys think about that and what you guys think that would do to the hobby. But this is another really interesting headline from just about a week ago. So with that, guys, a lot of things to think about, a lot of interesting news right now, and just keep it coming. I mean, it's never a dull day in this Pokemon market. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next one.